Lori, Mark, Attorney General Sessions says federal agents and prosecutors will swiftly and aggressively pursue what are called lie and try to buy cases. The feds will join local police agencies who are already launching more of those investigations here in Washington state.
The suspect went to a retailer.
We'll use the case of William Price in the red ball cap as an example. Last year, Price, a felon, walked into Sportsman's Warehouse in Puyallup and tried to buy the pistol you can see in his hands here. He filled out paperwork swearing that he's eligible to buy the gun, even though he was convicted 5 years ago of robbing someone using a handgun. The required background check stopped Price from getting the firearm, but he's already broken state and federal law by lying on the purchase form about his criminal history. Puyallup police admit it's a crime that Price would have gotten away with in years past.
To be frank, we weren't processing our denials at that time. They would come into records, we'd confirm that the person shouldn't be able to lawfully possess a firearm, and then we just kind of let the ball drop there. Obviously, after seeing the story, I began to wonder if we could do more, and our agency began assigning the cases to detectives.
Puyallup police say they started working these cases after our joint investigation with Public Radio's Northwest News Network showed how 4,000 people in Washington fail background checks each year with no consequences. Price was arrested and convicted after his lie and try to buy attempt. Both local police and the feds conduct these background checks, and AG Sessions' announcement means federal agencies like the ATF will exert their jurisdiction in some of these cases. Now, of course, there's always the argument that a felon's going to find a gun somewhere if he wants one, but this is really about making sure that the legal system for gun purchases is secure. Tens of thousands of prohibited buyers, felons, domestic abusers, the mentally ill, have no problem walking into America's gun stores each year and trying to buy a firearm with no consequences. Obviously, the Attorney General is trying to change that now.
Now, you did several stories about this topic last year. How has that made a difference?
Well, it's resulted in some things like that prosecution in the one we saw in Puyallup there. But I need to point out that the new law and the order by Attorney General Sessions yesterday are really calls to enforce laws that have been on the books for some time. It's been against the law for decades for a felon to try to buy a gun, and it seems like authorities at the state and federal level are only starting to get serious about it now.
All right. Chris, thank you.